Ever wondered why some texts spark vibrant conversations and connections, while others just fizzle out? In the digital age of dating, mastering the art of texting is more crucial than ever. It's not just about what you say, but how and when you say it. Whether you're looking to make a memorable first impression or keep the flame alive, these rules will guide your thumbs on the path to texting success. So, buckle up and get ready to transform your digital dialogue game. 1. Frequency and timing. Finding the golden mean of texting isn't unlike Goldilocks' quest for the perfect porridge. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Bombard her with texts, and you might come off as the eager beaver. Too few, and you risk being Mr. Mysterious to a fault. Take cues from her texting tempo. If she's the reply in a flash type, match that energy. If she's more of a reply in a leisurely fashion person, then dial it back. And timing? Well, unless you're both night owls exchanging nocturnal musings, keep the texts to sociable hours. Nothing says "I'm considerate" like a well-timed message that doesn't buzz during dinner or dream time. It's all about syncing your text rhythms in this digital dance of courtship. 2. Maintaining mystery. Imagine your texts as the trailer to the blockbuster that is you. Give away the entire plot, and well, why bother with the movie? Keep the intrigue alive by sharing just enough to pique her curiosity, leaving her eager to learn more. Instead of spilling your life story in a single sitting, drop hints or share fun snippets that invite questions. Guess who just signed up for salsa classes? Is way more engaging than "I have a salsa class on Wednesdays." It's like leaving breadcrumbs that lead to fascinating conversations, turning each text into a mini adventure. Remember, a little mystery makes for a much more compelling story. And who doesn't love a good story? Are you enjoying these texting tips? Support us with a like, and tell us which texting rule you're excited to try out in the comments. 3. Use of humor. Channeling your inner comedian through texts can be a game changer, but remember, you're aiming for a light chuckle, not a stand-up special. A well-placed joke or a witty remark can break the ice and add a spark to your conversation. But tread carefully, as texts lack tone. What's hilarious in person might flop in digital form. Steer clear of sarcasm that could be lost in translation, and opt for humor that's easy to grasp. Maybe throw in a playful pun or a quirky observation about your day that invites her to laugh along with you. It's like being the person at the party who gets everyone smiling, but in her inbox. 4. Asking questions. Transforming your text conversation from a monologue to a delightful tennis match of witty banter requires the art of asking the right questions. Closed questions are the conversation stoppers, akin to hitting the ball into the net. "Did you have a good day?" might get you a yes or no, but "what was the highlight of your day?" sets the stage for a story, volleying the conversation back and forth. It shows you're not just making small talk, you're genuinely interested in her serve. So, before you send that next text, think, is this a ping-pong question that keeps the game alive? Or is it more of a conversation couch potato? 5. Texting etiquette. Texting is an art form, and just like any masterpiece, it's all in the details. First rule of thumb, autocorrect is not always your friend. Before you hit send, double-check that duck hasn't mysteriously replaced, And let's talk about novel-length texts. They're about as welcome as a spoiler alert right before the season finale. Keep it concise. Leave the epics to Tolkien. Emojis? They're the spices of the texting world. A little goes a long way. Finally, the ellipsis. It's mysterious, it's intriguing, it's often utterly confusing. Use sparingly, or you might leave her wondering if you're trailing off into the abyss. Remember, good texting etiquette doesn't just show you've got thumbs of gold. It says you're considerate, clear, and yes, quite the catch. 6. Balancing texts. Ever felt like you're playing text tennis solo, sending a flurry of messages only to hear crickets? Or maybe you're on the receiving end, buried under an avalanche of texts. The key is balance, like finding the perfect amount of milk for your cereal. You don't want the conversation to drown or to be too dry. Aim for a back-and-forth flow where both of you contribute equally, creating a lively ping-pong match of witty exchanges. If you find yourself monopolizing the conversation, it's time to serve the ball to her court with a question or a topic she's passionate about. Conversely, if you're more of the strong, silent type, remember that K is a letter, not a response. Keeping the text volley going shows you're both engaged and engaging, which is the sweet spot in any budding romance. 7. Flirting. Flirting in texts, the digital equivalent of the age-old dance of courtship. But beware, without the safety net of facial expressions and voice tones, your suave moves might need a bit more finesse. Think of it as seasoning a dish. Just enough salt adds flavor, too much, and you'll spoil the meal. Keep it light, fun, and use compliments like you're sprinkling fairy dust. Just enough to make her smile. And remember, the best flirting is like a game of badminton with a shuttlecock of wit and charm being batted back and forth, not a solo tennis match where you're the only one hitting the ball. So, flirt with caution and grace, and you might just find your text conversations blossoming into something more. 8. Planning dates. Turning digital dialogues into real-world rendezvous is the ultimate level up in the game of text flirtation. But here's the twist. Being indecisive about plans is as appealing as a wilted salad. Instead of the old, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" routine, come armed with a plan. How about we conquer the top-rated taco spot in town this Thursday? Shows initiative and thoughtfulness. It's like being the captain of an exploration ship, inviting her on an adventure, rather than a rudderless raft floating wherever the current takes you. Make your date proposals as tantalizing as the trailer to the summer's biggest blockbuster, and she'll be more likely to want to see the full movie, starring you. 9. Knowing when to move beyond text. Texting can be cozy, like your favorite coffee shop corner, but eventually, you'll want to step out into the sunshine. Recognizing when it's time to elevate from digital chats to voice calls or face-to-face meets is like sensing the perfect moment to pluck a ripe fruit. Too early and it's sour, too late and you've missed the peak sweetness. Look for signs of mutual interest and comfort in your conversations. Is she hinting at activities or sharing more personal stories? That's your cue, like the climax in a great song, to suggest a call or a casual meetup. It's about transitioning smoothly, like a DJ blending tracks, moving from the textual symphony to the live concert of real-life interaction. And there you have it, the 9 commandments of texting that could very well turn your next chat into the start of something special. Remember, the magic of a great conversation isn't just in the words you choose, but in the rhythm, the respect, and the genuine interest you convey. Texting is an art, and with these golden rules, you're well on your way to becoming a master artist. So go ahead, pick up your phone, and put a little bit of that newfound wisdom into your next message. Who knows where the conversation might lead?